Greetings one and all, this is Rhythm Works and welcome to my channel with some more Destiny Iron Banner PvP 6v6 competitive multiplayer action style. Now what time is it? It's just after 10 in the morning. I like to make my videos first thing in the morning because that's when I sound at my most freshest, that's when I sound at my most alert, that's when I sound at my most ready. And I like to do that because if I do my videos in the mid-afternoon or the evening, I tend to kind of wind down and then I sound very horizontal and then I stop. And you don't want to hear that. So that's why I do it in the morning. Get all that shit done, do my work. After I finish my work, gaming with my friends. Anyway, first things first. Now this may come as somewhat of a surprise to you all, but at the point of recording right now, I only have one Twitter friend and one Facebook friend. Would you believe it? But before you even think anything of this video, I need to state from the get-go, this is not a begging video. I'm not begging no one to be my Twitter follower or anyone to be my Facebook friend. Let's get that out of the way. Moving on. Now, I just want to make a video and talk about social networking sites and my experience with them over the last, let's say, 15, 20 years. Now, I'm a musician. I've been doing what I've been doing for the best part of 32 years, and I have been witnessed, thank God, for many different innovations in technology from an entertainment perspective, from a leisure perspective, from a business perspective. And the first networking site that I got involved with was MySpace. And I quite liked MySpace for the simple fact that their profiles were tailored, let's say, to whatever profession you were into. So for example, if you was a musician, they'll give you like music players and stuff like that to put up and upload your music. And if you was a film director, it would give you video capabilities to post your videos up and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty interesting. It was pretty niche at the time. And I gladly went into that, and I found MySpace to be very useful. But then the ugly head of Facebook started to rear its head, and my colleagues, you know, my record label at the time, my publishers, they all got into Facebook, and it would have seemed weird for them to represent me, and I don't have a Facebook page as such. So it only made common sense for me to actually get into that, because being involved with MySpace and MySpace kind of being faded into obscurity at the time, it was time for me to transfer my profile to a bigger medium rather, let's say. And that's what I done. But then strange things started happening. And the first thing was, let's say, things that I was not willing to talk to my closest friend, I was more than willing to share with potentially millions and millions of people. And I was asking myself, why am I even doing that? And I'm sure I'm not the only person that it's happened to. But I asked myself, why am I sharing information that I would not even tell my best friend, but I'm ready to tell potentially millions and millions of other people? Didn't understand that. But then when YouTube and Google became very popular and Google more or less bought out YouTube, it hit me like a sledgehammer. And I'll tell you why. And I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but this has happened to me. I remember making a video, right? And let's say for argument's sake, the video was about potato chips, all right? I forgot to put the title of the video. I forgot to put a description in the video. I neglected to put any tags up on the video and uploaded the video. So it was a video with no information, no information. I think it was just video 1 or something like that. And I was talking about potato chips. And the next thing I saw when the video was uploaded, all the recommended videos that basically stood on the right hand column of the page, all related to potato chips. And it freaked me the fuck out. It was like, how the hell did YouTube or even Google know what the hell I was talking about? But then after that, and it was like good couple years after that, the Google app was introduced, where you would talk into the app and basically ask information, and Google will tell you the information or present the information in web form. And that was the writing on the wall for me. It was like, okay, there is no control over this shit. You know what I'm saying? But you can control what you put out there. And that's what I decided to do, in my music. And I'm a very consistent musician. On average, artists would make an album every 2 years. The great artists would make an album every 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. They don't have to be making albums regular. But with the state of the music business right about now, you got to be keeping yourself out there just for people to know you're still out there. Do you know what I mean? And especially in reggae, there's so much reggae music being made every week, and it's very hard to separate the wheat from the chaff in that respect. So you have to kind of keep yourself out there by not only releasing a lot of stuff, but a lot of quality stuff as well. And that's what I had to more or less do, and was able to do with discipline. So that's what I was more or less doing. But now, with my whole music profiles on my social networking sites, I don't go on it much. I don't go on it for going on its sake, because it was kind of disturbing, and it was disturbing to see, some people who are my friends that would post up foolishness and would post up things that wasn't them. It wasn't things that they would spend time or have any interest in. It's like they would find themselves posting up foolishness, and it was like, but you wouldn't normally do that. You know what I mean? I know you better than that. Why would you do that? And that was the worrying factor for me with social networking. Not only would you post up foolishness, but with the foolishness that you basically post up, people like companies like Google would recognize that, oh, you was into that foolishness for like all of 5 seconds, five seconds of madness. We're gonna try and sell you that shit down to keep you subscribed to that foolishness and madness. And that was the writing on the wall for me to say, you know what? I'm not in this as much as I used to be. So that's why I don't even contribute too regularly towards Facebook and Twitter on a professional level, from my music career level. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really even bother me to that, because, of the friends and followers that I do have on Facebook, they know that if I say something, it's going to be something of some kind of worth, of some kind of significance to me, some kind of weight to what I'm trying to bring to the table, But in gaming for me is a totally recreational thing. It's something that I like to keep separate from my day job, but it's become increasingly it's become increasingly obvious that the two will basically meet up at some point, but it will only meet up quicker if I want it to. If people find out, then that's fine. You can't, it's not something I want to stop. It's not something that I want to police or regulate. But in a way, I'm kind of regulating it because of the fact that, you know, I'm only drip feeding the information to people. If people really want to know the information, they will go and see it, and that will show how much they like your work and support your work. You know what I mean? And with the support I've been having, is based upon them checking out my works without me having to even sell it to them. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good in that respect. And that's what I like about YouTube more than Facebook and Twitter, because I'm not trying to sell nobody a personality here. I'm just not trying to do that, you know. For some people it basically works, but for me it doesn't. I'm just too long in the tooth and too old for that shit. But what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is that with the whole Twitter and Facebook thing, from a gaming perspective, I don't even know if I'm even gonna keep that up, because if I'm not heavily involved with Facebook from a professional level, I mean, I only put up things of importance as and when and on a need to know basis. So with Facebook and Twitter from a gaming perspective, which I get myself involved with on a daily basis, and I'm talking gaming because I game every day, whenever I can. I don't watch TV. The only thing I watch on TV is the news. I have the news rolling on my television. That's the only thing I basically watch. I used to watch a lot of movies, but I don't really watch much movies nowadays. I'm all about the classics, but anyway, that's just a matter of opinion for a lot of people. But yeah, I don't watch TV much. I game more than watch TV. So with me gaming every day and with regularity, you know, there's only so much you can say in a day on a social networking platform. For companies like IGN and Machinima or whatever the big gaming websites are, they can do that because it's their business to do that, and we will subscribe to them because of our interest and love for gaming. It makes sense. It makes sense. But from a consumer hobbyist standpoint, who coincidentally has another career or a main career, if you like, it's not something that I'm gonna make a lot of time for when it's my career that pays the bills, you know what I mean, and pays the rent, so to speak. So I might be doing some spring cleaning where I am just not gonna even bother engaging in my Twitter account, because there's no one to engage with. And my Facebook, there's no one to engage with in my Facebook. You know, I have enough people on my music profile channel, if you like, to engage with. But with gaming, my PSN network, YouTube, I'm very happy with that. And sometimes with streaming, you know. I mean, let me know what you think. But anyway, that is it. Game over. And yep, we won. So, and as always, you know the coup, whatever the game, genre, platform, media, happy gaming, because that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters. And until I catch you on the next one, stay blessed. Magan.